Sometimes it's good to just get back to basics. Get outside, enjoy some nature, clean up the forest. We're gonna start kind of working near the firewood pile in the bush here. It's pretty close to the sawmill, and keep things fuel managed in tight would be a good starting point. So you can see there's a bunch of dry, dead pine, looks like mostly. A couple of aspen trees that have blown down in here. Chop them up into firewood, throw them on the pile, which is relatively close. You can see the back side of the firewood pile just behind me here. And I'll go around and knock all these limbs down, and yeah, I'll thin out anything that's dead. So this guy here, see that? You can see that? Take that out. And there's the giant witch's broom right there that I might deal with as well. That's not a good growth. So a little cleanup required in here. Shouldn't be long. Okay, so why is forest management important? A couple of reasons. Fire hazard. I mean, if you're anywhere in the world these days, it feels like there's more and more wildfires. So tighten up the area immediately surrounding anything of value. Forest health. So if you're not constantly monitoring forest health and making sure that your forest is diversified enough, then you'll run into beetles, which is another kind of epidemic here in the western part of Canada. We have pine beetle, spruce beetle, fir beetle. We have all the beetles, and it's super easy to catch if you just monitor your forest. You just need to like go out, have a look for signs of beetles. All right, so that was the first tank of gas there on the chainsaw. The chain fell off right at the end there, but I just snapped it back on. So time for a refuel, and I might sharpen. I'll show you guys a cool tool. But first of all, let's have a look at what we got done here with one tank. So first of all, there's way more light in here already, which is good. We've got a whole bunch of tiny firewood laid out here. This stuff's pretty small. I went down to about some of them even 2 inches in diameter. And that's only because we're this close to the firewood pile. So I can throw them pretty far. And then I also cleaned up a couple of trees right on the edge of the forest here. So those trees, the green trees, were having some rooting issues and they're really struggling for light. So they're pushing way out into the opening, which will cause problems about 50 years. So I got rid of those. Have a look at this witch's broom. It's heavy. So that's the hazard of witch's broom, is that it's like a disease, usually a mistletoe or something like that, causes the tree to stop growing like this and start growing like this, and it puts all the growth into the limbs, so it gets really stunted everywhere else except for the one limb that has mistletoe or witch's broom on it. And then that traps water in there, so you get lots of water pooling in that the dead branches like in here, and that causes it to rot really quickly and become unstable, and plus it's super heavy, so it actually can fall out of the tree. Some of them get up to a couple 100 pounds. So I'm going to take it down now before it gets out of control. Plus I think it's mildly contagious for other trees as well, so best deal with it. It's windy today, but it always is this time of year. All right, so it's not dull yet. It's actually still cutting pretty well. But I have a cool tool. There's actually a variety of these out in the world. This one's made by Husqvarna, I think. Yeah. But there's all sorts of people making these now. That's a 2-in-1 sharpener, so you got your round file here, flat file is on top of that. It's pretty handy for speeding up your sharpening process, especially if you're just touching up a few teeth. Keeps everything even and the right height. So I found my chain gap here, so I've got 2 left teeth here, so I'm going to start at that point. Give her a quick touch up. This is actually designed for a full house chain. This is a skip tooth chain, so I'm having to just control the guide part here and just keep it level-ish. On a full house chain, it would actually sit on the next tooth and you get perfect results every time. But not all of my chainsaws have full house on them. Kind of a personal preference, full house versus skip tooth. A lot of people use skip tooth because there's less teeth to sharpen, right? If you hit a rock and you have to sharpen every single tooth, you got to take a bunch off. Well, there goes an hour. Yeah, at that point you might as well just put that chain aside and use your spare. So yeah, raker height seems pretty good. I'm barely touching with this right now, so this is just a quick way for me to check that my rakers are even, while I'm also sharpening my actual cutting edge. So if you've never hand filed with a round file before, this tool might not help you very much because there's a whole skill set there that you have to work on and practice. When you start filing with a hand file, basically it doesn't work very well. It takes practice and you need to basically trial and error figure out what works for you as far as how hard to push and how to keep your angles correct. And yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve, which is why it seems like everybody is switching to grinding. They want to just grind all their teeth, but I like being able to just file in the bush. So that's one side. I got my right hand teeth done, and now some of these might be different, but mine, you just flip everything around. So flat file rotates to the other side, round file also rotates over, and then you close her back up again. And now it's set up for the other side, all the other teeth. And this is my good side, my right hand. I'm right-handed. A lot of people are. So kind of got a little faster at this side maybe. Anyway, that was the tool. That's a sharp chain. Let's get back to cutting a few things now that we're freshly fueled. every time I use a chainsaw, I should give you guys one chainsaw tip. So, you know, why not? Since I actually know quite a bit about chainsaws. So Husqvarna's 372s, I mean, not exclusively, but specifically this chainsaw, the 372, but anything else along that series. If you have like 365 or 385, 390, pretty much any of the 3 series saws. Here's something that you should know about them. Is take the air filter off, or the air cover off, right? You got an air filter underneath there. Squirrel. So the choke controls the flap there, and on these particular saws that can come out really easily. So over time these parts just wear out, the plastic piece in there that connects the actual plastic choke to the metal lever, it comes apart and it wears out a little bit. So if you can't start your chainsaw and you don't know why, check that, because maybe you think you have your chainsaw choked and you don't. Just double check it, because it comes apart really easily. See that? And now my choke does nothing. So hear that? Sounds like a jet's flying over here. I think I heard that through my pelters. Well, anyway, this guy was rotten. Needed to come down. So what I like to do is I just put it, I follow it right up against the firewood pile there. Then I don't have to throw the blocks as far. Smart. Right here. Velcro trees. They're kind of sticky when they're dead. Yeah, I call them Velcro because they just grab anything and then they hang up there. Oh, it's such a nice day. Okay. Actually added a couple more layers on here. Boop. Looks like quite a bit from this angle. Woo. It's all about camera angles, guys. It's actually not that much. I don't know. You guys decide how much it is. So what I like to do is I like to round this and I do a slow turn. And then the pile is like igloo shaped because we're in Canada. No, but it's like slightly curved like this, dome shaped. And then the wall structure kind of holds itself together. You guys remember that witch's broom? I'm gonna pull that out and light that up because that was the recommendation I got from the old time loggers in the valley here, is that it is contagious, that witch's broom. And what they used to do is they used to burn it in order to get rid of it, because if they left a little piece laying around, it would spread. This used to be a spade, had like a blade like that. It's a digging spade, and the spade broke off, and now it makes it an ideal fire hook. Normally I wouldn't burn anything, I would just chip it all. I decided to burn that one chunk, like right at the witch's broom there. Hopefully stopping the disease from spreading into the rest of the standing timber here. Enjoyed this? Go ahead, like it,